everybody, and my name is Mrs.zeoxin, and welcome back. Today we are going to be doing kind of a series I have going on that I started, I believe, last week that I posted. There was a little bit of a hiatus because my laptop broke, but anyways, I'm back, and so I had started this kind of series that I was thinking about doing where I take songs, shows, albums, musicals, whatever kind of was inspiring me and turning them into Sims, like CAS, because I love CAS on The Sims. And I decided to do Hayloft by Mother. It's a song. I really like this song. It's really catchy. Sadly, I cannot play it in the video because I think it would be instantly demonetized. So, I cannot play it, but it is very good. I recommend giving it a listen. I believe it's on all music streaming platforms. You could probably find it on Spotify, Google Music, Apple Music, iTunes, probably even SoundCloud, and definitely YouTube or anything you want to do. Wherever you listen to your music, you can find it, and it's called Hayloft by Mother, and very good. The album should have like a little fish on it, and it's the Oh My Heart album. I love that song. It's really cute. So I decided to make 3 characters based on this song. The whole purpose of the song is it's talking about these 2 young lovers, as the song puts it, and they're basically doing it in a farm, or the hayloft of the barn, which is usually, if I remember this correctly, hayloft is typically on a barn. You have the ground floor, and sometimes you'll have this upper area where you can store hay, so it's called the hay loft because it's a loft, or it's kind of like a second floor, but there are no walls or anything. It's just a loft, and you can store hay and stuff there, so that is the hay loft. And so it's basically 2 young lovers just doing it in the hay loft, and then presumably the young lady in the relationship tells her significant other, I'm assuming a guy, because just assumptions I'm making in the song. Obviously, I could be wrong. That's possible. So you have this girl, and presumably her boyfriend or secret boyfriend or lover or whatever you want to call it, and they're doing it, and then she stops and is like, hey, actually, I think I hear my dad. You need to run. My dad carries a gun. He doesn't know I'm seeing you. You need to get out of here, or he's probably going to shoot you because I haven't told him about you, and he's very protective of me. That's kind of the image I have. So the first character I'm designing is the father, which is why I gave him kind of like a dad bod, and he's like an old farmer man, hardworking farmer, simple man. All he wants, is to provide for his daughter. He was high school sweethearts with his wife who died while his giving birth to his daughter. Again, this is just the story I came up with based off the song to make these characters. Doesn't necessarily mean that's what actually happened or anything in the song. This is my creative liberty. So with that, my kind of story then made from these characters inspired from the song is that you got this guy who's, your traditional southern guy, working class farmer, just trying to provide for his daughter, who is the light of his world, who he loves dearly, but he's very protective of her. He doesn't want her dating. He doesn't want people around her because she's very beautiful and she's precious to him, and he's worried that some guy is going to break her heart or mess with her, or just who knows what, and he's just very protective and has some really hard conservative values, and so he just doesn't want his daughter getting hurt, and he loves her very dearly. And so that's kind of the story I had for him, and and he's obviously the one in the song. If you listen to the song, he is the daddy with the gun, because it says, my daddy's got a gun, you better run. And so that would be implying him. He has a gun. Obviously you can't give your Sims guns unless you have the extreme violence mod or something like that, which I do not have, and I don't know if that even applies to CAS. But you can't get him a gun, but theoretically he would have a gun. He's just an old country soul, has his farm, hardworking man. I didn't really have any set ideas of what I was going to make these characters look like. I just kind of went with what I started with, and then modifying it based off of assumptions. Like, I assumed he would have gray hair. I assumed he would have kind of like more of the dad bod and stuff like that. But, you know, I just kind of roll with it. I kind of have a vague style picked out, but nothing set in stone. I like to mess around in CAS a lot and just kind of go where the CAS takes me. Sometimes I'll go into something thinking I know what I want to do with the character, and then a character will spawn, and I'll be like, you know what? We're gonna go this different way, different from what I had originally planned, because, you know, sometimes that's what happens. And this is definitely one of those cases where I just kind of went with it. But yeah, so now we're finishing up him. I don't have as much to say about him because, you know, I don't feel like he's the main focus of the story. His daughter is, which she'll be the next one we do. I am giving him some nature traits. I gave him the, like, outdoorsy trait, and then I made him hot-headed because the song threatens he would be willing to shoot for his daughter. Gave him family-oriented because he loves his daughter, loves the outdoors. I felt these were really good traits for him, considering he's a hard-working farmer who has a bit of a temper and is very protective. And then I just kind of shuffled names until I found one that kind of stuck, and I thought he looked like a Willie, so he's Will or Willie, and Hunt I thought was a good last name. Now we're genetically doing some daughter, again, no mother, because honestly I didn't feel like making a mom, and for our purposes she's dead. Just kind of shuffled until I got her, and I was like, yeah, I can work with this. So I wanted her to be, she is a very sweet girl. She's a young, sweet girl who lives in this small town, because I assume farmer, they probably live in a small town, and so she's the farmer's daughter. She lives in this really small town, but she's very beautiful, and the town knows she's beautiful. She has, like, brown hair, much like her father, and, but she's very pretty, and she's very smart and caring and all this stuff, and it's not that she's rebellious, it's just, she's a teenager, and she's in love, and so she wants to find, she's a romantic a little bit, and, a lot of guys like her because she's really, really beautiful, but most people know you can't go after her because she's not allowed to date, because small town, you just know stuff about each other, and they know you can't go for her. You just can't. But, she really does want a boyfriend because, she's young and she's a romantic, and that's just something she's always wanted. She didn't have a mom growing up, and, so she just kind of always romanticized love and all this other things. She loves her dad, but that doesn't change the fact that she wants to be able to date, and she thinks it's unfair that her dad is so protective of her. So because of this, she decides that she is going to pursue this guy she's interested in, but in secret, like dead secret. No one can know, because if anyone knows, it will get out in the town, because in small towns, if you tell one person, then everyone knows. So she is very, very selective, very smart girl. She won't even tell her closest friends, doesn't to let anyone in her family know, because no one can know, or her dad will flip out and everyone will know. So for her, I wasn't really sure what kind of style I wanted to give her. I kind of messed around with quite a different ones. I wanted her to still have this kind of like country girl kind of vibe, but also kind of like girly and a little bit more traditional fashion sense. But I don't know. I just kind of messed around with it. I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do it. It's also kind of hard to dress people in The Sims, because The Sims style is so different from modern style in a lot of ways. I feel like some of the things are just things that I never see people wear in real life. And it can be kind of hard to pick something out. But I had fun messing around with her and picking out some cute outfits and trying to figure out what her style was and stuff. I had a lot of fun with her. I tried to make her really pretty. I think she does look pretty. I went back and forth in whether or not I should change her nose, but I decided, let's let her keep it, because honestly, I know people like nose jobs are a whole thing, and I have a nose, and it's a big nose, and I'm self-conscious about it all the time, but I think you should be proud of the nose you have, because noses, you know what, it's a dumb thing to be self-conscious about. And like, I get it, I've been there, but I'm like, you know what, she's a strong nose, but that's okay. You can still be beautiful with the strong noses. Strong noses are beautiful. It's great. I know this is stupid, and if you don't have nose insecurity, I don't know, that's maybe a weird term for it, then maybe what I'm saying is just gonna sound so stupid, like, why do you care what your nose looks like? But I know for me, I've struggled with that. And so I thought, you know what? I like her nose, actually. I think it's very, very cute. And I think it flatters her, and I like it. You know, not everyone has, like, the perfect, like, traditionally seen nose or whatever. So, I don't know. Maybe that's stupid. I don't know. If you don't get it, then you don't get it. I also struggled with her makeup a little bit because I didn't know how heavy I wanted to do it. Again, I went for that dark lipstick because I love a matte, dark, red, or nude or brown lipsticks. In real life, I love them. In The Sims, I love them. I'm drawn to them like a moth to the flame because I think they're so pretty. And you can disagree with me on that, and that is okay. You don't have to like it because I like it, but I really, really like it in real life and in this. And maybe I'm just a little sad because since COVID, I can't wear my lipsticks anymore because it's a mask, and then I don't get to see it, and then no one else gets to see it. Which really is just because then I can't see it. Whenever I walk past a window, it's just mask. I can't see the lipstick I'm wearing. And then you get lipstick on the inside of your mask, and that's no bueno. So... yeah, it makes me sad, so maybe I'm just compensating by putting dark lipstick on all of the Sims I create in CAS. Oops. I usually don't do it, so I really think it is because of this whole thing. But, yeah, so I'm messing around with her. I decided to give her, I try to stick to kind of natural makeup. Like, I wanted to not look too heavy. It's mostly natural, and she just has a bold lip, because you know what? Bold lips are beautiful, and I love them, and I love dark lip. Okay, I'm not going to go on that tangent again, but seriously, they're so pretty. But I thought I'd try to give her more natural makeup, and try to stay true to her style. But, you know, again, I think that she's just this really pretty, smart girl, who's very, very sweet and caring, and she's a bit of a romantic, you know. And she's very outdoorsy, and she loves her farm. That's the other thing. It's not like she hates this small town or anything. She just doesn't like the restraints that are put on her, but it's not because she hates her dad or because she hates the town she lives in, because she likes them and she enjoys it a lot, and there's lots of aspects she likes about it. But, you know, just because you love your parents or just because you love the town you grew up in doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. And that's definitely the case for her. Yeah, I don't know if I really conveyed it well. It's sometimes hard to convey the storyline you have in your head in CAS, like, properly, but I tried. I did. I can't remember what I ended up doing for her party outfit, because I think I wanted to give her a skirt, but I kind of went back and forth with what I would do for it. It was hard for me to find a skirt combo that I liked, and it wasn't too dark, because I didn't want to give her, like, all blacks for all her outfits. But, yeah, it was a little difficult, not gonna lie. A little difficult. But, yeah, she's very pretty. I like her a lot. I had a lot of fun building them. It was really, really cool. In fact, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, because I knew I wanted to do something for this series, but I wasn't sure what my next thing was going to be. I had this filmed, again, I filmed this, like, 2 weeks ago from when I'm doing the audio recording, which is 3 weeks ago from when you're seeing this video, because I record everything a week ahead of time so that I can edit it and upload it the next week because of my schedule with me being a full-time student. So I made this a while ago, so it's hard kind of for me to remember exactly what the storyline was and exactly what I had picked for everything, because again, it's been a while. It just has. And life happens, and that happens. So, you know, it's not a big deal. But yeah, I'm kind of iffy on what I chose for some of the things because it has been a while. But yeah, we're kind of finishing up here with her. I finished most of her outfits, just kind of throwing them together. I think I talked about her a lot in kind of my story for her, so I don't know what else to really say about that. I don't want to get into her boyfriend / lover / whatever you want to call him. Until we get to designing him, because I have a bit to say about him as well. But yeah, I had a fun time designing her, and I had a fun time designing her dad. It's always easier for me to do guys in this, like, guys fashion-wise in the sim, because I feel like it's easier for me to find outfits, but with girls it's really hard for me to find outfits, but they're easier I don't know if that makes sense. For girls, I'm able to go more in depth, but that makes it harder because it's harder for me to find the style and vibe I'm going for. But for guys, it's harder because I don't have a set vibe and style, but they're easier in the sense that it's easy to find outfits that go together. I don't know if I clarified that well, but that's the case. Yes, but this is our main girl in our story of the song, and if you listen to the song, maybe you'll imagine her now, maybe you won't. I don't blame you either way, but you should listen to the song because it is a really, really, I like it a lot. Some people don't catch what the song means. After watching this video, you'll get it, but like the first time my brother and my boyfriend had heard the song, they didn't pick up on what the song was about, and so I had to kind of clarify it, because they were like, wait, what was that song about? And I thought they were joking, but then I realized they weren't joking, they just weren't hearing the lyrics because the lyrics are a little fuzzy if you haven't listened to it like a bajillion times. I ended up naming her Juliet. That kind of passed, but yeah, that's Juliet. Yeah, so there that is. So now we have the love interest. Backtracking a little bit though. Earlier I was talking about I wasn't sure what to do. My boyfriend recommended I do the song because I like the song. I stopped talking about that. I don't know why. I'm easily distracted. Okay. Back to where we are. This is the love interest. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a guy or girl love interest, but I think whenever I listen to the song, I always imagine a guy, so I decided to go with a guy. Nothing against female love interest, it's just that's what I went with because that's what I feel like matches the vibe of the song. I could be wrong though, and that's okay too. So, no strong feelings. I didn't have any strong opinions about the love interest. I just decided that the love interest was going to be somebody, he's a city boy, he's not from the small town like everyone else. His parents moved there from the city, like a nearby city, not a far away one, just a nearby city. But they decided to move into the country because his parents wanted to, just get more air, leave the city life. People do that all the time, or maybe not where you're from, but where I'm from, people literally will always move either from the country to the city or the city to the country all the time. Flick of a switch, it's not that complicated. But I decided to give him more monotone color schemes and stuff. Decided he was kind of more standoffish. He doesn't really get to know people that often, but that him and Juliet met, and Juliet really liked him because she's a romantic, and he thought she was really beautiful because she is, and she asked him out in secret. She's like, I really like you, I would love to date. I know this is a little forward. She's like, but the only reason I ask is that if we were to, you'd have to be okay with us being a secret because no one can know. Literally, you can't tell your parents, you can't tell anyone because my dad will freak out, and he's a nice guy, he's sweet, and he likes her. He thinks she's just super, super gorgeous, and so of course he agrees, but he thinks it's a little weird. He doesn't really get it, but because it's a big deal to her, he decides to respect her wishes and try to keep it a secret. But he doesn't really realize how serious she is about it because obviously he's a little shocked when they're like doing their thing, playing around in the hay, and next thing she knows, she's like, you gotta get your butt out of here, my dad's coming. I hear him. He's got a gun. He doesn't know we're together, and he will shoot you. Not kidding. You gotta get out of here. But yeah, so I decided to give him some social traits, make him a romantic, and stuff like that. But that's it. So this is the Hayloft family. It is on the gallery if you want them. I had a lot of fun building them, and I hope you had a lot of fun watching me build them and hearing me talk. So yeah. But that's it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notifications for future videos. I hope you enjoyed, guys, and I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!